What's going on, guys? Chris here again, back with something different this time. I'm going to be doing an unboxing, something I just got in the mail a couple days ago, I think, as I'm recording this. Maybe it was yesterday, I'm not 100% sure. Every day seems to kind of just blend in at this stage of my life. But anyways, yeah, one of my viewers, if you ever read the comments, which it's not like there's much to really scroll and dig through, at most is like 3 or 4. But his name is Cole, and I want to say last name would be pronounced Facinto, Facinto. Not exactly sure. So I'm sorry, buddy, if I'm absolutely butchering it. I hope one of those 4 things I just said was one of them. But that's his YouTube name. And he messaged me he left a comment, I believe, in one of my last videos, and said he had some stuff he wanted to send my way, some extra stuff that he had, which was really cool of him. And I've told you personally, and I'll let you know again, that I've got something put together now. I think I'll probably make it to the post office tomorrow, if not Tuesday. But we'll see. I'll let you know. Anyways, so yeah, he was cool enough, Cole was, to send me a package in the mail that I have right here. Yeah, I haven't the slightest clue what's in here. We talked a little bit back and forth, so I kind of get an idea of what he's into himself. But as far as what's in here, I have no idea. So we'll break into it. If there's anything in here that I already have, I'll likely probably just put it towards some kind of giveaway that I might do, like when I hit 100 subscribers, if that happens. I'll do something with it to someone else who watches me on here. I'll give it away, or I'll include it in some kind of giveaway. I don't know. I haven't quite figured out exactly what I'm going to do with it, but it's going to be in some type of giveaway. I just don't know for what. So let me open this up right here. All right. This thing is like to the brim. Alrighty. I gotta cut the okay. Come on. At least you guys know that I'm struggling. You know that I'm opening this as we speak. Probably could have just prepared a little bit just without looking. But all right. Let's see. Which side should I start on? Let's start from up here. Well, this album cover I certainly cannot show. But the band's name is, yeah, cover this up a little bit. I'm going to assume that this is a brutal death metal band. The band's name is Syphilic, if that doesn't tell you right there. Behind Bars, I know nothing about this band, because I usually don't dig brutal death metal. And judging by the names of the songs in here, this certainly has got to be brutal death metal. So I will look forward to checking this one out. Yeah, this is pretty interesting. All right, so that's just my guess. I don't know anything about that band. And I'm going to assume the same for this band here, Stages of Decomposition. Just looks and sounds like a brutal death metal band. Looks like this is an EP. It's got 4 songs. No, yeah, 4 songs. And one of them is live, so I'm going to assume this is like an EP of some sort. Another band I'm not familiar with, but I look forward to checking that out. Alright, the next thing on here is probably my second favorite Red Hot Chili Peppers album. One Hot Minute, I don't know. Okay, I don't know what just happened or where my phone died, but I talked for a few minutes. I was about the Red Hot Chili Peppers album. I don't know what got cut out or what didn't, so I'll just basically sum it up that I was saying that this is probably my second or third favorite Chili Peppers album. One of the last ones I really got into. I don't know like why. I didn't gravitate towards this one when I was younger. I liked more just like the more radio. I mean, there was some radio hits on this one, but that's what I kind of gravitated towards it. But I don't know. This is a pretty good album if you're into that kind of stuff. But it's a great album. So luckily I didn't go on to other albums because I don't know what happened. Because my phone didn't die. I just looked up and it stopped recording, and it wasn't that it ran out of space. I don't know what happened. The next one is an album that I will say that I don't like it for any kind of like joking reasons. I actually genuinely like this album, and it's just, again, what I was brought up with, what I was listening to when, when I was young, especially being a wrestling fan. This band was tied into wrestling back when I was watching as a kid. I still watch now, but when I was watching as a kid. And it's Limp Bizkit's Chocolate Starfish and Hot Dog Flavored Water. So I do have this one. This one is, I can imagine if you didn't grow up with something like this and you were listening to like, super cult black metal at this time, I'm sure this is not up your alley, but I genuinely like this, not just for any kind of like meme reasons or anything like that. It's catchy. I don't know. If anything, you can't deny that Limp Bizkit writes catchy music. You might not like it per se, and Fred Durst is kind of a jackass, but I can't help but like that album. Next thing here is Godsmack's Awake, which again, another band I grew up with. Like them or hate them, the last few albums I think have kind of sucked pretty hard. This is probably my favorite Godsmack album. Between this and the debut, I'm not entirely sure. But Godsmack writes really good riffs. They might be kind of just like plain and, nothing too complex or complicated, but they're catchy. It's good, rock, radio rock, radio metal stuff. I don't know. Again, it's probably just because I have a soft spot for it because that's what I grew up with, but I can't help that I enjoy Godsmack every once in a while. Again, not their last few albums. 1,000 Horsepower I thought really sucked. And what's the one, Legends Rise, I think kind of sucks too. But what are you going to do? Alright, next one I've got, I'll just pull this one out, which I believe this might be one of the few, if not one of the last ones of this band that I was missing. And I'm going to butcher the title, but it's Burzum's Det Som Ungvar. Who knows if I'm saying that right. Just a black metal classic. Yeah, I don't know. This is a classic. I won't waste anybody's time, raving about this one. I think you all know what this is. Like the man behind the music of Burzum or not, he was a very talented musician. Wrote amazing music in a very short amount of time. A big jackass and piece of shit as he was. This is really good stuff. And I want to say this is pretty much the last one that I don't have from them. I haven't bought much of like his like synthy whatever stuff because I just don't like that kind of stuff. So I don't have those. Or if I do, I'm only missing like one or two. It's like King Richard's Fair type music. I don't know. It's not my fucking thing. But if you like it, more power to you. It's just more music for you to listen to. But I prefer his first like 4 or 5 albums. Next thing on here, which I'm excited about because this is a band that I've listened to a lot, but I don't own anything from them, and that's Cauldron Blood. I'm sorry, Brood. Cauldron Brood. I'm sorry. This band is like an atmospheric black metal. Not so much atmospheric. I mean, it's more along those lines, but it's kind of like epic style. I don't know. It's cool stuff though. I don't want to call it like folky, but it's along those lines. It's like that kind of. I think you guys know what I mean. You can tell by the cover. It's the foresty, beautiful Bob Ross painting thing going on there. Yeah, it's a really good album. I'm not familiar like with when it came out. I think it's a recent release. I don't see a date anywhere, which annoys me when CDs don't have a date on the back. I want to say this is like within the last few years or so. That's a good album. Next thing I've got something that I don't know at all. I have no idea what this is. It's an album released from 1999. It's Blue Land's American Doubt. No idea what this is. It almost looks like a jazz band or something. I don't know, but then I don't know, maybe it's like I'm just like trying to gauge like what it is from the inside. Like I thought from the cover it was maybe like a jazz sort of thing. But that's making me think it's like some like 90s like alt rock band or something. Which is exciting because I'm a 90s baby and grew up, if you haven't been able to tell, especially with this shirt on. I'm a 90s baby and I was, you know, it wasn't so much raised obviously, or you know, I was, you know, by the time 2000 hit I was 4. But still, even like I would say up until like 2005, it's pretty close to being considered a 90s baby. I don't think much had changed until maybe, you know, years after that. But I say up until like 04, 05, you can still be saying like, oh yeah, I was raised in the 90s. Anyways, I'm a sucker for that genre, or that time period rather. So to find a band that I'm not familiar with, that if it's what I'm thinking it might be, I'm excited to listen to that. Don't know what it is, but that's kind of the fun of it, right? Let's see. What is this? Next thing I've got is something else I'm not 100% familiar with. I think I know. I mean, I've heard the band a million times. It's not something I've ever dug into. I want to say this is like a progressive metal, death metal band, if I'm not remembering correctly. I'm sorry. But that's Fractal Universe with the Impassable Horizon. The fucking album cover is sick on this one. It's on Metal Blade. It came out last year. I want to say this is like some kind of technical death metal. If I'm way off, I'm sorry. That's the vibe I'm getting, and the name of the band, and just, I don't know, just off the top of my head, that's what's coming to my mind. But this will probably be the first one that I crack in, because I've definitely heard this band before, and the album cover is just like fucking awesome. I don't know if you can see without the glare. It's just awesome. Next thing I've got, if I can get it out of this bubble wrap. Oh, this is kind of cool. This is not something I would be expecting. The Ohio Players, Funk on Fire, the Mercury Anthology. That's pretty cool. I'm not the biggest like fan of like 70s like funk, you know, disco, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Not the biggest fan, but there are certain bands I like from that era. And this is one that I am familiar with. Look at this fucking picture. That is fucking awesome. Yeah, this is some cool stuff. This might be the only record of this genre that I'll own, honestly, as of right now. I don't think I own anything else. I might have like some Jackson 5 stuff, actually, now that I'm thinking of it. But that's cool shit. Alright. Let's see. Alright, the next thing is a couple from the same band. I'm sorry, 3 from the same band, which is Decrepit Birth, which is a another like tech death band, if my memory serves me right. One of the few that I actually enjoy. A lot of tech death I don't like. There's 2 things I don't like about tech death. Maybe 3. It's overly like wanky solos, like just like all over the fucking place, like just to have them. I don't mind them, but like just throughout the entire song is just too much. And that's what some of those bands do. It's just like absolutely zero room to breathe. Like, and I know it's coming from like a black and death metal fan, super fan, but even in most black and death metal, there's like some room for, you know, for you to like come down and, you know, for something to build up. And that's like my biggest problem with some of the tech stuff. It's just like so complicated. I say my number one thing that I don't like about these bands is like the double bass drum fucking like over the top machine gun like computer type sound. I hate that. I feel like that's my biggest thing. Like if that wasn't a thing in this genre, I'd probably dig it quite a bit. But this is one of the bands that, and of that genre, that I actually do enjoy. It's another band I just don't own anything of until now. Not for any particular reason. I just haven't come across it, and I haven't like gone out of my way to search it out either. So I have Diminishing Between Worlds, which is not one from the cover that I remember listening to much. Doesn't mean I haven't, but it's not one that's ringing a bell to me. And then these two I have listened to. So this one's Polarity, which is a really good album. I don't know what this company does, Metal Mind Productions, but I don't know if they primarily only do like limited edition shit. But this is where I have like a lot of my stuff from that has like, it's like on gold discs or something. I don't know, like, and they're all limited to like 2,000 or 3,000. So I don't know if that's like the only thing that label does, but anyways, that's a really good album. I can't speak enough, like, I can't speak too deeply into this. I know generally what the band is, but I don't, like, no, I can't break it down song by song because I haven't listened to it that much. I want to say this one is pronounced Axis Mundi, I believe. And this one came out a few years ago, I want to say. Like I've said before, the only thing that I remember band names and I remember album covers, not so much the names. And the title doesn't sound familiar to me, but as soon as I saw the album cover, I'm like, I've definitely listened to that a bunch. So yeah, I look forward to checking these out again. And let's see, I got two more things on here. I'll save this one for the last. I want to say this one is pronounced Archaic. Labyrinth of Hungry Ghosts. Another one that I'm not too familiar with. It looks like another like tech death kind of band, I want to say, just from the look of it. The font. Usually you can tell by the type of covers, the genre. Just from the genre, that cover alone, I'm just thinking like tech death or progressive death or something like that. Tech death, I guess, would be kind of the same as like progressive death metal. Maybe not exactly, but wow, that's a lot of lyrics. Holy crap. Sorry. Yeah, so another band that I'm not familiar with, which makes me really happy because sometimes, I don't know if you guys feel the same way, it almost becomes like there's so much music to listen to, like that's never ending, but it's also like sometimes you feel like you know everything, and it's kind of like, well, I don't mean that in like an arrogant way. It's just like you've listened to everything, you've researched everything that there is to listen to. So I go so underground with some of this stuff that when you find a band that you're not familiar with, it's kind of like exciting. Because it's like you've just heard it all. And that's not to say that I know even a fraction of what some of you guys know about. But it just makes me happy when I can find something, especially like this, where it's like, this was sent by someone. So it's like some of this I haven't even heard. And that's really cool because often now I can't say I never do it, but I so rarely do it where I blind buy music. I used to do that as a kid a lot. That's how I found some bands that I've learned to enjoy, and some that I didn't, honestly. But growing up, I think my my era is close to some of your guys. Like growing up, I think I got talked about this in my first video, but growing up, you almost had to learn to love an album because like if you bought something, you didn't have a lot of money, especially when I was, really young. I was just doing like a paper route for money. If you bought an album and you didn't love it, it's kind of the only thing you had to listen to for a little while. So that was new. So you had to learn to love it a little bit. So in a way, it's like kind of a good thing that Spotify and things like that exist now, so you can like listen to something before you buy it, know if it's kind of something that's gonna be worth the money, worth your time. But I still kind of miss like blind buying stuff. There's just an element of fun to that. It was harder for me because growing up I didn't have friends who were into music like that. I was into other stuff too, not just music. Sports, heavily into sports. So most of my friends were, we just played a lot of sports and that kind of stuff. But as far as music went, I didn't have anybody like that to talk music with. It's kind of just on my own. So with that, I don't know where I was going with the whole tangent. But anyways, just that I'm excited to listen to something I've never listened to before. And I can't say that with this last one. This one is really cool. I saved this one last, not because I have a lot to say about it, but just because I've heard so many people rant and rave about this album. I'm pretty sure I saw this in a lot of people's like year-end lists last year. And I never listened to it. I don't know why. It's just every once in a while there's something that just passes you by and you don't pick up on it right away for whatever reason, and this is one of them. I've heard like bits and pieces, but excuse me, but not I don't think anything all the way through. And that's Arcspire, I believe is how you would pronounce it. Bleed the Future. So this is fucking awesome, man. I'm so glad. I mean, I'm grateful for everything, but this one in particular is like, this is something that I completely forgot about. People were raving and raving and raving about this album last year, and I just never got around to it for whatever reason. So I'm wicked excited to listen to this one. Yeah, I don't know. I'll probably, as soon as this video ends, I'll probably flip a coin because I did want to listen to that Fractal Universe, but I'll probably flip a coin and see what I listen to. But I'm wicked grateful, man. So that's in total. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15. Cole, I can't thank you enough. This is really awesome. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I'll put something good together that's, worth it for you, as a way of saying thank you. I think it's the least that I can do. And it just means a lot that you watch these videos and you get enough out of it that you feel that you would put time in, like, your actual time in your personal life to box something up and, just send me a bunch of shit. It's a weird feeling, I'm not gonna lie. Not in a bad way. It's just like it's just really cool. And like I said, yeah, I'll put something together and try to make it worth your time and show you how grateful I am, because excuse me, I'm getting all choked up. I don't know, because it's just really cool. I don't know, it's very humbling, and I really appreciate it a lot. So hopefully by the end of this week, I'll have something for you, and hopefully, I mean, I'll have it out by then, but hopefully by the end of this week you'll get something in the mail, and you'll have to let me know what you think of it and when you get it. But yeah, that's all I got for you today. I'll probably have a couple videos up this week. I'm not exactly sure how many I'll be able to do, but I'm trying to do like 2 or 3 a week. Just trying to keep up, give you guys something to watch. So yeah, if anybody else out there has free shit they want to give me, you know where to find me. No, I'm just kidding. Please don't send me free stuff. I mean, you can if you really want to, but just don't expect it to be free, because I will be sending something back your way as well. So, it's no gift is ever gonna go without a return. At least for me, I'm not one of those people. I want to be able to show you how grateful I am, and so if this is the only unboxing I ever do for this reason, that's totally fine. But yeah, Cole, you're the man. Like I said, I'll have something for you. I hope you like it. If there's something I give you that you already have, just like trade it in and get something that you want. I don't fucking care what you do with it. But I'll put something together that hopefully you'll enjoy. Yeah, that's all I got. I'm gonna go listen to some music now. See you later.